All right, everybody. Welcome to the final day of the Frostbite stream. We are getting into the bracket stage. Um, for our first game today, we will have the first seed Andromeda playing against the fourth seed of the Rift Sharks. Andromeda is playing for PCRF, and the Rift Sharks are playing for the Ocean Defenders Alliance. Want to remind everybody that the winner of the tournament will get to decide which charity the proceeds collected throughout the stream go to, and any donations, subs, tips, and bits we receive throughout these streams is all going to go to that charity. So far, we have $105. Last year, we were able to raise around 360. So hopefully, we can get cool results just like then. And I will be matching the highest donation that we receive today at the end of the stream. The rest of the matches were blind pick, but going into the bracket stage, we are swapping over to draft pick. So going to look at some of these player highlights just to kind of see what is what's up. Don't know if I have it configured correctly, so I will just pull them up individually. So going into the first one, we do have the featured champs here. Make sure that this is behind that. Yep, okay, and here we go. The featured champions to watch for the Rift Sharks are Drago's Aatrox, Jar's Hecarim, Hidiri's Swain mid, Dean's Jin, and Jacob's Nami. Looking over to the other side, for Andromeda, the featured champions to look for are Arnye's Renekton, Apari's Udyr, actually, kind of funny. Normally, Jar is the one that you think of as the Udyr player. Gruer 9-1 on Syndra, Honan 21 games of the Vars, 11 and 10 over those, and Dad is a bit of a Bard player. So we can expect to see some Bard games from them. The last time these two teams faced, it was a long game, not necessarily a close game. Andromeda did come out on top, so they're looking to keep up that performance, and Rift Sharks is obviously going to be looking to turn the tide. Our key matchup here is actually going to be Hidiri versus Gruer in the mid lane. Overall, Hidiri struggling a bit in the mid lane, 18 and 27. Gruer, however, great performer in the mid lane, 48 to 28 wins and losses, and his KDA is about 4.14, which is very impressive. But Hidiri seems to be Gruer's kryptonite. He is up 4-2 in this matchup overall with a 4.18 KDA, and Gruer has been struggling. He has a very different champion pool than he normally does when he plays into Hidiri, which could account for it. But 2 wins, 4 losses into Hidiri, and only a 1.91 KDA. So their kind of strength almost flips when they face each other, which could be something to watch for how this mid matchup goes throughout this match. Our featured player for the Rift Sharks is Jar. 217 games played, 58% win rate. Incredible stuff there. 3.18 KDA. His most played champions, you know them, you hate them. It is Hecarim, Udyr, Viego, Kayn, and Lilia. Hecarim and Udyr get banned away from him all the time. So wouldn't be surprised to see those taken off the board. And then we are going to take a look at the other side. The featured champion the featured player for Andromeda is going to be Dad. Does have some jungle games in there, so Evelyn's showing up there, but 13 games played overall, 38.5% win rate. It has been struggling a little bit, but a very good performer. And these stats obviously do not count in the other Frostbite games, where he's been looking really good, is actually undefeated in those. So, but Maokai, Bard, Rel, and Renata are the supports to look out for. And we should be getting into draft in just a second. Do have to make sure I can source the links correctly, so we're looking at the right stats. Okay, should have it prepped here. And going into draft, this does look correct. So some expected bans here. We are seeing Xerath's Honan AP carry banned away. in addition to Echo and Syndra being taken away from Gruer, which are pretty expected. Being taken away from the Rift Sharks, we have Yone and Camille, actually 2 bans targeted at Drago. Someone who doesn't normally draw as many bans, but he's been taking a lot of them recently. And the last ban is the Udyr. Even though Apari can play it, it is denied away from Jar. And to return the favor, Kayn picked away. Apari is known as a bit of a Kayn one trick. So that champion is stolen by the Rift Sharks. They are going to play it. I think Apari played it almost every game, if not every game, throughout the Swiss stage of Frostbite. Jhin and Graves is the response to AD picks. Jhin, we've seen mid for Gruer, so it actually could go into either lane. A bit of a flex pick that you might not expect, but it is likely just going to go down to the bot side. And then Graves, very good counter to Kayn. Renata Varus picked up. We saw Jacob play a lot of Renata games throughout the Bilgewater Brawl tournament, and I'm obviously a pretty prolific Varus player. So it's not surprising to see him, especially with how strong he is in the meta. Varus and Jhin, probably 2 of the top meta ADCs right now, unless you're counting the Neela stuff. Looking over to the other side, Bard's grab for Dad is simply comfort. No reason to really overthink that pick. It is pretty good with Bard, or it is pretty good with Jhin, because Jhin doesn't necessarily need help in lane. He has a lot of tools to help himself. Moving into the second round, Ornn taken away from Arnier. Kog'Maw taken off the table for Honan, another one of those extra range champions, and he can also play that mid lane, assuming that there is a chance that the Jhin goes mid. And then Fiora taken away from Drago for the top side, and then that Swain that we saw featured for Hadiri is taken off the board for him in the mid lane. Victor is locked in for Gruer, which forces the Jhin into the bot lane. And then Vladimir and Riven are the picks for Rift Sharks. These could be a double flex. Both of these are very solid solo laners in either lane, so we could see some stuff going on there. But it's likely just going to be Vladimir mid into the Victor, and this is a blind Riven. Poppy is the counter locked in, does really well into Kayn in the jungle, and also is just a really good compositional counter for it. If you see a Kayn on the other team, having a Poppy to deal with it is pretty good, and it also completely bodies Riven, which is the obvious reasoning for that pick. So we will be getting into game shortly, but again, if anyone listening does want to help cast, would be appreciated. Save my voice a little bit. Only going to be 3 games today, so it won't be too bad, but help is always appreciated if anyone wants to hop on. Okay, we are loading into game here.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
If you are wondering how to donate to the stream, you can simply, if you're on desktop, scroll down. If you're on mobile, it's a bit more complicated. You have to click on the Scrimzone profile and then go to the About section, and there should be a donation tab there. Pretty calm, level 1. Neither team really looking to cross that border. The stakes are a bit higher as these are immediate elimination games. Last time these 2 teams played each other, there wasn't as much on the line. Rift Sharks did have a chance of being eliminated, but Andromeda was pretty much just sitting pretty, but now it is do or die for either team.
Minions have spawned.
Some early trading coming down. Andromeda seems to be on top of that. Some damage taken from Bard, but the sustain for Andromeda's bot side is a bit stronger than it is for Rift Sharks. Cull is taken from Varus, which is a bit of an interesting strategy. Jungle meta has definitely shifted, so neither junglers are really taking pots unless you're looking to fight early, and I don't think either Graves or Kayn are really looking to do so. Both are pretty much farming junglers. But the trading is going very much in the favor of Andromeda in the early game, at least on the bot side of the map. Huge stun there. Honan getting a lot of damage down. Knocks Jacob to about half health, but he is traded in return. Once Jin burns that fourth shot, he doesn't have much damage left in his kit, especially without any of his abilities skilled besides his Q. And a fight is bringing down on the bot side. Level 2 was hit first by Andromeda. Varus falling down super low there. And Honan is going to be greeting for this kill. Hidiri trading into Gruer. Vladimir is a bit more of a scaling mage than Victor is, but Victor obviously not super strong early without his Hex Bits obtained. Arnie now taking a lot of damage. Drago looking for an aggressive trade. He's pretty close to tower. Honan flashes in, hits the 4th shot, hits the W. He's falling down really low, does get the reload, and is able to pick up first blood, but the counter kill is going over to Jacob on the Renata, and the advantage is gained early for Andromeda. Last game they won, and they're starting off well for this game, but the gold lead now just completely evened out. Top lane, bit of suspense there, and it is just a portal combat here in the bot lane. Both ADCs were the ones to die, so they are backing out a little bit. And the trading is getting a bit more intense. Good block of the dash by the Poppy on the top side. Drago not having a fun time there. 2 ghosts in the mid lane, and now Drago's actually discovered in the bush. Looks to get a combo off, but it's now just having to run away from the Graves. Graves getting the slow and the near side. Poppy flashes into the wall, stuns out the Ruin, and that's going to be a kill for Arnie in the top side. He picked the counter matchup, and counter he does. He's able to pick up that early kill on the Poppy, and he's putting the Riven behind. Big stuff there. Yeah, there are ghosts on both sides of mid lane. Pretty even matchup, and there is actually no teleports at all for the side of Rift Sharks. Arnie does have a TP, going to get some pretty good flanks off with Poppy. And Bard is roaming down bot, is going to get some vision onto Mason. Pick him up with the Kayn. Renata walking up towards Bard, looking for a catch. Is playing in the bush, hard to get vision, and Kayn wrapped around for a flank. Dad's actually going to get out, but Honan has no way to get there. Did just receive a tip. I will have to check later. I was not actually able to catch who that was, but thank you. Noam for the $5. Thank you so much. We will be seeing Noam playing in the next game, which is going to be Masked Valorant Pirates versus the Metabusters. And huge catch by Jacob there, getting a lot of trading down onto Dad. Dad now has full stacks of Blight. Takes a lot of damage there. Varus, a very oppressive laner, and you can see it in the CS difference too. Varus up about 19 at this point. Other lanes pretty even. Yeah, no, we do not have that set up. I will look into getting that fixed for next time. Void Grubs are being taken by Kayn right now, but Graves is looking to contest. And Apari is over the wall, has able to stop Mason after he got 2 of the Void Grubs, and is looking to pick up a 3rd. Riven showing up, and Vladimir's also here on the rotate. Gruer is level 6, Hidiri doesn't quite have it yet. Everyone else is level 5 or lower. Level advantages around the board, but actually, Mason able to get the steal. Drago falling down super low, goes over the wall. Hidiri trying to get out as fast as he can. He hits 6 off of the Void Grub being taken, actually. Really insane play there. Jacob said he'd donate 5 per kill Jacob gets. So let's hope that I got a lot of my kills stolen this game. My memory is failing me. Noam, I will add up your donations if you do end up breaking Psycho Carrots for this. Or I guess you also got the 5 from yesterday, so we're at 10 so far. lot of damage being dealt here to the tower. Vladimir actually looking for a wraparound here. Doesn't have the ultimate. Ghost pops by both ADCs. The flash is hit. And Bard falling down super low. Jacob with the flash initiate is not going to be able to hit the Bard, but oh my god, the damage there from Varus is disgusting, and Bard's taken out. He portals away, but it's just not enough to save his life. That is another kill going over to the Rift Sharks, but the gold is still dead even here. Carrots is 30. It should show it on screen. And now Apari looking for a wraparound play. He is spotted out on a ward. No 6 is had for Varus. 6 is there for Renata. Apari taking so much damage here. And the empowered WQ from Varus comes out. Doesn't get the kill, but the E hail of arrows is present. And Drago hopping away. Almost gets stunned to the tower. It does not matter, though. Dad's able to pick up a kill. But kills being traded across the map, and Rift Sharks able to get themselves a dragon. Slightly winning out over the course of that play. Huge CS gap in the top lane, by the way. So much committed to that lane from Andromeda. Drago really struggling to keep up. Gets countered, hard stuff, and Hidiri just gets flashed on by the Bard, and he's gonna fall. Jhin ulti is coming down, looking to get something done, but body blocking there keeps both bot lane members for the Rift Sharks alive, and Bard is nowhere to be found to support this play. Arnie and Drago still trading. The zone is down, and Apari's looking for some counterplay here. Kane also wrapping around for the gank. There could be a fight breaking out. Mason did cancel an auto there. The Q from Graves is dodged on the second half. Kane ultimate might be huge here. Apari does burn the ulti to try and get away, and this play is looking rough for the Rift Sharks, especially with Gruer coming over the wall, and it's likely that Drago's just going to end up dying. Almost takes down Apari right there at the end, but does not quite get it. Second round of Void Grubs has spawned. And Mason's caught out by the Bard ultimate. Good stuff from Dad, looking to kill him. And Mason actually gets out over the wall. 2 people running through. And Mason tries to go over, and it does not matter. It's the second kill picked up for the Bard. And the ulti is coming down onto Honan. I believe I did auto a minion there, and Honan is going to live with 1 auto attack's worth of health. That was a little bit embarrassing, watching that back. Simply unfortunate. And the other batch of Void Grubs is being picked up by Andromeda. Blue Cane is already obtained at about 10 minutes. Not sure of the timers with the Airy tech, but that seems like it would be pretty good. A lot of damage is being dealt to this bot turret with the 3 grubs that were picked up earlier. Renata is rotating mid to help out that part of the map, but should just be an easy first turret here for the Rift Sharks. 10's kind of slow with Airy. Gotcha. Next dragon going to be up in a couple minutes. Rift Sharks do have the first one. They're probably going to be playing around the second one. And Jacob getting really good vision across the map here. Andromeda trying to stop him. And Arnie a huge stun there and gets the grounding on the Riven. Makes it hard for her to escape. But yeah, just getting completely out-traded here. Riven just wants to get this wave shoved in, so she has to safe recall, but obviously not making it easy. Has the Warden's Mail already. Drago decides he's not actually able to back. Arnie pulling the wave. And Drago's just here. He's trying to get close enough to the wave to get some XP, but it's just not happening. And Bard coming up again. Drago is not getting a break this game. And there could just be a play through the wall here. We're waiting to see it. Lots of pings coming up top. They're actually noticing that 4 people are now committing top, so Draco's probably going to try to get out here. And now Dad is showing on the map. Dodges the stun, but Poppy gets him into the tower, and that's going to be a clean kill. Not sure you needed all of them, but seeing those people on the top side, that's now a flash in from Varus, able to pick up the kill. It's a rampage there, 4-1-1. Did burn a lot there, as pinged out by Honan. Our Ghost and Flash all used, but just trying to secure the kill. Theory taking some damage, falling down a little bit. Kayn is going to get a lot of damage out here. They weren't able to catch him, and ult comes down from Jacob. Not going to hit anyone. The portal's just taken out. Able to grab the Graves. Not quite picked up. Bard ulti being able to catch one, but not in a position where anything can really be done here. It's just some damage being put down by the Rift Sharks, and it looks like they are turning onto the Dragon. An even map state was obtained. Both of the struggling members on either team were taken out, and then the fight was taken. And the gold is back to about even, but there is a 2-dragon advantage for the Rift Sharks. Trailblazer is purchased for Bard. I believe that's the item we got to vote on. It's got his little path behind him. Fun stuff. Theory is getting caught by Root here, but just immediately pulls. Doesn't want to take the Jhin damage. RNA probably just going to look for another kill here if he can find it. But good stun from Riven is going to stop that from happening. This is a bit dangerous. Poppy, since she's building armor, is also going to be resistant to the tower, so there is a dive threat available. Arnia gets the knockup off the dash. So now Draco going in, looking for a trade, trying to stack up the Kong. He's fallen down really low, does get the shield. Arnie misses the stun. That could have been brutal, but ultimately the play is just going to defuse there. Mason going for a wraparound here. Brewer and Dad both a little bit out of position. Varus is wrapping around, but just a bit slow on this, and huge stun from Honan is actually going to catch out Mason. He should just end up dying. The bot lane is present. Jacob caught by the Bard ulti. Brewer and Dad just walking right on top of him. The Varus ulti is going to come out, catches Brewer. He is going to get full stacked, but the action is panning away for a second. And Dad falls down super low. Top lane fight, nothing really happening there. Both of these fights just fizzling out to nothing. Game's slowing down a bit. This gold has stayed even. Andromeda has been getting some kills, but Rift Sharks have been getting gold elsewhere. Deary just goes up for a short, quick trade, gets the wave shoved in, then pulls to get out, dodging the Jhin W. And now Hidari's in a bit of trouble. Is able to pull, dodges the stun, but Hidari is going to get sniped. He flashed, and it just wasn't enough. Jacob's trying to get out, but is picked up by Honan. And everyone's full health. It's so hard for the Rift Sharks to get anything done here. Now they're down a decent amount of gold. And the Jhin ult is coming through. Going to be body blocked by Mason to protect the Varus. Still pretty low though. It's hard to defend this tower. And the Rift Herald is being dropped. Powerful siege going down mid lane. They're trying to open this up. believe the Rift Herald does not charge unless someone's riding in it, so no one from Andromeda was able to pilot the Rift Herald to get a charge off. Bard ultimate was used during that fight though, so that is going to be a big cooldown that won't be available for the dragon fight. Jhin ulti and Graves ulti were also used, but it was effective. No, I'm saying that Herald Bug caused Dad to drive it into the wall. I do not know much about the bugs of this season, but I'm sure it's a funny one. Apari fishing here. Jacob is going to be able to just grab him and throw him away, but Jacob's caught out. Very bad spot for him, and he is going to fall down. Advantage is going over to Andromeda so far in this fight. The ultimate from Poppy not making the contact that you really wanted to, and Arnie is getting stacked up with Blight. Drago falls down super low on the backside of the fight. He's fallen down, and Hidiri goes in, gets the ultimate off, and Arnie gets flashed on, is going to get killed. Apari dies as well, and that is going to be a third kill picked up for the Rift Sharks. Actually 4. Clean 4-1 for them. Hidiri in the pit should be able to heal up a little bit, and Bard, the only member left alive for Andromeda, is going to make it really hard for them to secure this dragon. And Soul Point going over the Rift Sharks at about 19 minutes is pretty good. And with that fight going 4 for 1, they were actually able to reclaim the gold lead, putting them in a pretty solid position overall. Deary, rightfully scared of the Bard, does not want to mess with that. Varus is the strongest champion of the game right now. 2 items, 152 CS, 6 kills. It's definitely the one that you're going to want to watch out for in these fights. Did have to blow both summoner spells in that previous fight, so he's going to be in a bit of trouble going forward. And Hidiri just walks right into Arnie. I am not sure that either of them knew the other was there. Drago a bit caught. Gruer is looking for this. Does have the ultimate available if needed, and burns it, and that is going to be a kill going over to Gruer. The fight in the bot river just didn't amount to anything. This game is seeming pretty similar to the last time these two teams fought. Kill advantage definitely in Andromeda's favor, but a pretty close game. Might be going long, hard to know. Deary going in for some poke, is going to take some tower damage there. Trying to get as much damage onto the Poppy as he can. Poppy building mostly armor means that Vladimir is a pretty good matchup indoor. Jacob helping secure the Scuttler. Lots of vision pings coming down on the Baron. I don't think there's going to be a potential start there, but maybe. Varus is showing up. Graves right behind the wall is going to get spotted out by that ward, and they're just going to go off of it. Jacob in a tough position. If Graves saw the angle, maybe like a smite and an ultimate would be able to take him out. Hidiri falling down pretty low, actually taking the full brunt of Victor's combo. Goes in for a short trade and it's just going to ghost going between it. Good dodge there on the Bard ultimate. And there's just no way for Andromeda to force a play there. They would have liked to. The Kayn was gone, Jacob was low health from the Baron, and Riven was not present. But they're just not able to connect with the important abilities. Game's slowing down a little bit. Neither team really thinks that they can force a Baron, and the next dragon isn't up for a couple minutes, which both teams are definitely going to want to fight for. When Soul is a possibility, it's a pretty big deal. Drago's been able to catch up in CS. Same is not true for Andromeda's bot side, but the gold is back to being basically dead even. The just slight CS advantages across the map for Rift Sharks are able to mitigate the 3 kills that they're down. And now huge engage from Bard. Just going to catch out the Varus entirely, and as I said, this is who you really don't watch for. Shutdown going over to Honan. Really good pickup there for Andromeda. They're able to catch him out, and Mason goes over the wall, falls down kind of low. Vlad going in to try and get as much damage as possible. Pops the pool, and Brewer looks to be dealing more damage than Diri is at this point in the game. Both of them 2 items, though. Mason going back in. Arnie pops the flash over the wall, was looking for Kane, just not able to find him. Jacob down super low, but none of those long-range ultimates available for Jhin and Graves, so that's just going to be a successful heist pulled off by Andromeda. They go in, take out the strongest member of the Rift Sharks, and call it a day. They are all going to be back up for the Dragon, so not as successful as it could have been, but still pretty solid. Mason trying to get some vision over the wall. Does not have any of his abilities to get out. Just gets his Q up, and he took so much damage. Storm Surge just hits him. Getting some extra damage down. Dragon is started. This one's going to be really hard for the Rift Sharks to pick up. Mason is super low. And the flank is coming out from Dad. Drago is not there and has no way to be there. They take out the Varus first, just as you need to, and Vlad is able to finally pick up the kill onto the Graves, and Victor's able to pick one back up onto Renata, and Vlad, Ghost Flash, ulti looks for Honan, and Hideri's just not able to find the kill. A really good ulti from Dad there, able to snag the Kane, but not able to get the kill. Riven is getting some stuff done on the side lane, able to pick up that tier 2 turret, which is actually worth a lot of gold. But this fight went the opposite direction of the last Dragon fight. I had huge advantage going over to Andromeda in terms of map pressure. Sharks just playing for vision on the top side. Know that Baron's going to be the only objective up for about 4 minutes, so they want to make sure that's covered. Mason looking a little caught here. There is Victor and Bard's right behind him. Bard's looking for a play, isn't able to find it, but here, huge flank coming out from Drago. Honan takes so much damage. Flash Q does miss from Varus, but the Ignite was enough to kill anyway. Another bit of a troll play from me there. Mason ended up just being perfectly fine on the top side, looking to get some damage down onto Dad. Brewer is still there, but not able to find anything impactful. Graves is out on this side, is able to dodge away from the Varus ultimate. And Hideri's ultimate is going to have so much power in these fights. It's what you really want to watch for. Can hit so many targets and basically just doubles all of the damage that he's able to deal. And Drago dashes in, dashes out, actually draws so many abilities. Arne looking for it, but isn't able to find the stun. Hideri going in, getting a lot of damage down, and no one's knocked out of the fight. And the Renata ult coming down is able to hit Arnie. It's taking some damage. Brewer is super low here in the fight. Is picked up. Another kill for Varus. And he's just free firing. That's a triple kill. Apari falling down super low. That is 3 kills for the Varus and 1 kill for the Riven. 4-2 so far in the fight in Riftshark's favor. Honan taking some damage, is getting hit pretty heavily by Kayn, but Kayn just doesn't have R, so the play is not going to be successful. Looks like there might be a re-engage here from Kayn, but misses the W and is just going to take the exit out. Gold lead is about 2k in favor of Riftsharks, and with 2 dragons in their favor, they're in a pretty good spot. You just want to make sure that you're playing around the soul. But they do have a lot of scaling on their side. You have a bit of it with Graves and Victor, and Jhin does scale pretty well too. But the Varus Vladimir late game combo is completely ridiculous if you're able to get entry onto the other team. Ping's coming out that Riven does have a bounty after being down basically the whole game. Poppy was up about 150 to 120 CS, and he's just been split pushing super effectively. That is a fair point. Lethality Jhin does not scale very well. That is the build that Honan's going for. Drago looking to chase this, but not going to find the angle. Bard just pops the portal out, and Apari now has eyes on Mason. The ult comes through, going to deal a lot of damage, and he's actually just picked up by the Varus before the Bard ulti comes down. Arnie looking for something, and Honan also just throwing some ultis in to try and get something done, but Vladimir actually walks towards Honan and forces him to cancel the ultimate. And Hidiri's looking for the 1v1, does drop the ultimate, gets so much damage down, just throws the pool, and the ulti's going to pick him up under tower. Hidiri just diving the back line of Andromeda. Kills almost closing in. But the dragon should be pretty easy for Riftsharks to pick up here. Drago does find the Bard in the bush. He might have been able to get the back off, but he cancels it himself. Huge stunts there. Really good gravity field by Victor, lining up anyone who takes the portal besides Bard. Hidiri is on the flank, looking for something, but it's really hard for any member of Riftsharks to find anything. They don't have a lot of engage in their kits. Forces the flash out from Bard, and Hidiri now going on the back line, getting so much damage down. Apari falling down super low, is picked up by Drago. Brewer falling down to Mason under tower. Arne taking so much damage here. The ulti does come out just to secure him, and it is a 3-for-0 in favor of Riftsharks. The respawns were just a bit staggered there. Honan now just getting back on the map, and Riftsharks looking like they're in a pretty good spot here, up about 5,000 gold and about to pick up the X-Soul. That play earlier by Hidiri really did a lot for the Riftsharks. They were able to knock out a key member of the other team before the fight, and that allowed them to have a lot of leverage. There's 4 items here. Drago actually 3.5. Not too shabby himself, and Victor, the other one to look out for with 3 items. Same matching, Vladimir and Kayn. Looks like a Riftsharks Baron setup. It is known by Andromeda that they're probably going for it. But Varus's Baron take is so good, and they do have a Riven just sitting in their jungle, making it so hard for them to contest. Bardal is going down, is able to find Hidiri, and it looks like the Riftsharks might just be disengaging. Apari looking just over the wall, but Baron's falling down super low, and it's just going to be picked up by Kayn, who almost dies in the process. Arne now taking so much damage, but it looks like Riftsharks are just going to disengage. They're not going to overforce this, and Andromeda's just looking to get out. You don't want to fight a Baron buff Hexal team. That just does not sound fun. But 7,500 gold is now the lead for Riftsharks, and they should have a lot of pushing power down in mid lane. Boppy looking to ult is actually going to hit the entire bot lane of the Rift Sharks, knocking him away. And Honan just getting dove under tower by the Kayn. Not much he could do. Drago and Mason now just trying to look back. So many people have been drawn up, and the ulti is coming down onto Arnie, or onto Apari. Arnie falling first though, and so much damage coming out from the Vladimir, able to just pick up a triple kill there, and flashing, looking for the Quadra. Dad falling down super low, but probably is not going to get killed, but this looks like it's the game for Rift Sharks, dealing so much damage here to the towers. All the cannons are focusing the inhib instead of the base tower, which is not making things easy for them. And Drago is going to get shut down by the Bard. Going to end this game 3-6-6. And Rift Sharks are able to get revenge on Andromeda and lock themselves a place in the finals. Just now narrowing down our pool of charities to just 3. Going back to it, we do have Ocean Defenders Alliance, Vet Ranch, and the Brain and Behavior Foundation are all still possible to be the winners. And now we are moving on to Mass Valorant Pirates versus the Metabusters. I believe Noam has sent me the link to this one, so I will be pulling that up to figure out who is playing. Or actually, no. Do I not have this one? Huh. No, he only sent me 4. Do I have the game? Okay. Give us a little bit to try and get this figured out. I will simply just guess at rosters while we are getting this checked out. Looks like MVP did select blue side for this game. They were the 2nd seed. Okay, I now have the game file. Thanks, Noam. Appreciate it. Okay, I played the wrong game. Might have accidentally deleted the file instead of playing it. Yeah, I'm kind of a genius for that one. Okay, now I'm seeing it. MVP is going to be on the blue side here. They are 3-1 so far in this tournament. They are also the 2nd seed versus the Metabusters, who are on the red side. I believe Metabusters is still playing with a sub, but they did end up 3rd in their place. Tusini is going to be playing top lane for them this game with Joey in the jungle, Jonah as their mid laner, and then Fujer and Noam as the bot lane, which is a bit different than what we'd seen previously. And for the Mass Valorant Pirates, it's going to be PB, Julian, Valor, Evan, and Psycho Carrot. and I will get all this pulled up so we can see it very shortly. Again, apologies for the delay, but hopefully it's not too bad. And we should have everything available now. So gonna just kick into the highlights. We'll just go ahead and look at the featured player for the MetaBusters. We do have Fuger. 37 games played, a 54% win rate, good start. KDA at 3.73, pretty solid, and a wide champion pool of 22 total champions. Has played a bunch of different roles, as we can see here, but he is playing ADC, and Sen is the closest thing to an ADC that we can see here. But I doubt that is going to be the play there. Moving on to another highlight, we do have Valor as the key player for MVP, and this is a player I've been talking about so much throughout this tournament. He is making the swap back to mid lane. Very exciting. Some of his best performances have been on this mid lane role. He's got Sylas, Syndra, Ashe, Azir, and Yasuo as his most played champions. So far this tournament, we have seen Lissandra, Yasuo, Yone, and Azir. 2.27 KD, 45 different champions, pretty big pool, and a basically even 50% win rate. Good stuff there. Looking at the key matchup, it is going to be Julian versus Joey. And these are two players who haven't played yet, and I think that might be why it's so exciting. Joey, one of our most prolific junglers in the server, has 38 wins, 24 losses, 3.24 KDA, and has been around since Season 0, I do believe. Huge Zac player, huge Kayn player, huge Viego player, and he has also got the Lilia and Nunu in his pocket. Julian has actually only played 5 games, 5 recorded games so far in the server, and his 5 champions are here as shown. He's played Wukong, Amumu, Trundle, Xin Zhao, and Poppy. He's been playing a lot of Xin throughout this tournament, and I believe Gragas is another one of his good champions that's gotten banned out against him, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, a few times. But moving on, I do want to see the featured champions, which are going to be Gragas for PB, actually. Julian's Wukong, Valor's Sylas, one of my favorites. Evan, Lucian is actually the one showing up for him, although Neela is the one that gets banned all the time. Psycho Carrot, Pyke, no surprise there. Tusini has got his ribbon. Joey, that Zac we saw earlier. Jonah, 6 games on Akali. And Fuger, that Senna game we talked about. And Noam is actually 12-2 on the Nautilus, which is completely disgusting. So that is something to look out for. But hopping into draft, here is what was played on the board. Renata actually banned over Pyke against MVP, which is a bit interesting. Noam also a big Pyke player, so maybe he was hoping he'd have access to that champion. Neela taken off the table, one that you just got to get rid of with this new support item strategy. Super irritating to play into. Jarvan also taken away from Julian, maybe because they rhyme, or not rhyme, start with the same letter. So that was a stretch, I apologize. Riven taken away from Tusini. Kayn is the Joey champion that's chosen to be banned, and Vladimir also taken away from Tusini. But Pyke, obvious first lock-in. You give Psycho Carrot his Pyke, he's going to go for it. And then Lucian Milio is the counter into that. This is probably something that MetaBusters prepared when leaving up the Pyke. You got to have an answer for a pick, even if you're hoping to get it yourself. And then Misfortune locked in to go with the Pyke. Both the lethality champions in the MVP bot lane should be pretty powerful. And then the Gragas is locked in as a flex. Moving over to the other side, we see a Brand locked in. This is likely going to be going jungle, but I guess it could go mid still. I don't see Milio going anywhere but support. Maybe PB would play at top. I know Blake would play at top, but irrelevant. Both the Wind Brothers banned away against Valor. Solid bans there. Kale and Teemo banned away. PB's been playing mostly tanks. They don't really do well into Teemo and Kale, so I think those are pretty solid bans. Kennen picked instead, pretty similar to both champions, but, you know, just solid pick. Galio is the counter into that. I don't know too much about Galio top matchups. I know it's been rising in priority. I think I've seen some boss Galio. And Corki is actually the pickup for Valor. So a 5th unique champion for him in this tournament so far. Should be pretty exciting. And then Jonah does lock in the Pantheon to counter that pick. Heavy AP on the top side except for the Pantheon. They might have just wanted an AD mid laner, but I also think Pantheon should be able to deal pretty well with the Corki. So we should be able to hop into game right here. And we will see how it went. Right.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
This is a 5-man invade coming out. Psycho Carrot's leading the charge. Tusini is spotted, but he should just be able to get away. Starts E to get out. Drops a ward, which is not able to be taken. Should give a bit of extra info about the invade. Julian is able to play the Gragas here, which should be pretty interesting. Did not get flexed up towards that top side, which was probably decided after the Kennen was picked.
Minions have spawned.
Another hook thrown out there, but not going to find a target. Game is starting pretty calmly. Pantheon's probably going to be the most aggressive, but no, actually, Pyke's sitting in the river. So much damage is dealt to Fujer there. Not what you necessarily want to see. And another crazy hook by Psycho Carrot. He really knows where the Pyke hooks can thread through the minions. That is what happens when you are a bit of a Pyke one-trick. Maybe not anymore, but definitely for a really long time, and I think still currently. And Jonah, huge stuff here. Could have an angle with the flash W, but just holding his time. Probably doesn't want to have to burn the flash unless he has to. And Fujer being taken down so low here. Psycho Carrot looking for a wraparound. Is actually able to get a hook onto Noah, but Fujer going in, dealing so much damage, and Psycho Carrot's falling down really low. The Ignite tick and the Airy helping out, but he should be able to just get in the bush and heal up some of that gray health, but the ward is delaying it. Valor almost just baiting here. Julian sitting just on the outside. They wait. Oh my god. Julian, really good play there. Waits until the shield from Pantheon goes away, and then the flash spear attempt from Jonah happens, and Valor's just able to flash it away. 2 sums burned on both sides, but they're both flashes for MVP, but they are able to pick up first blood, so I think it is worth it. Really good play from both Julian and Valor there. Perfectly laying the bait. I do believe Fujer is normally going to be playing support for this team, but showing that he can flex the ADC role is really interesting here. Psycho Carrot flashing away from that Lucian Q, knows he might be in a bit of trouble if the double autos come out, trying to finish him off. And Julian coming here with the flank is not actually able to hit the body slam, so Fujer might live. Psycho Carrot actually changing the direction of his hook at the last minute, is able to hit no one, but there's just not a play there. Tusini running in aggressively, but PB able to just use the, I think, Justice Punch, I believe it's called, to try and get out. I know the Eternal is called Fair Use Bird Punch, which I really appreciate. This game is a slower one compared to some of the other ones we've seen in Frostbite, but that is expected for the draft pick instead of the blind pick. About 700 gold in favor of the Valorant Pirates. This team has been doing really well so far in the tournament, only having lost to Andromeda, who was undefeated until Rift Sharks just eliminated them in the other semifinal game. Just a reminder of who these teams are playing for. MVP is playing for Vet Ranch, and Metabusters is playing for the Brain and Behavior Foundation. And Psycho Carrot actually gets a really good hook there and is able to pick up the stun, but there's just nothing really there for the follow-up. Joey looking for a really good flank, but Julian's also in the area, maybe waiting until he gets away. There's so many Metabusters members hiding in the bushes. Jonah baiting really well. Psycho Carrot is now going in, but all the members are now showing themselves, and Julian and Joey are actually fighting over there. Julian might just win out on this with the Gragas gets on top of you. It's so hard to stop him. But no, Joey's able to flash away, but Galio is there, barely keeping Julian alive. He fell down to probably single-digit HP there. Psycho Carrot throwing the hook, isn't going to find anything. Fujer going in, so much damage possible, but Pyke just able to turn invisible, can just completely avoid all of it. Pyke Fishin is actually able to hit Fujer, but the flash is able to get him out of Psycho Carrot's E, and Psycho Carrot doesn't have anything, walks over to the control ward, almost allowed himself to die, as it does break his stealth, but he is able to just wiggle his way out of there. And both mid laners are super low. Could be interesting to see if either of them really are looking to fight it, but I think it's just too risky for both of them. Valor might have the advantage in the fight, but he really wants to be able to just play slow and scale up. You can tell he has the call. He just wants this to be as safe a game as possible for himself. Believe the build for Corki right now is Triforce, so he's probably building towards that. He can confirm in the chat if he so wishes. But we will see. I think we have been a little spoiled from Frostbite, so please temper your expectations for the season games. We're not going to get 3 kills a minute in all of those. Blind pick tends to make people see red, which is one of the reasons why it's so fun. There's definitely an air of, well, we don't really have a real comp, and we might not necessarily counter them, so let's just fight and see if we can win. It's pretty interesting. About 1,000 gold is still the advantage for Mass Valorant Pirates. They're looking to get some work done here. Okay, he is building Triforce, but he says you shouldn't. So, I don't know. Go figure. Tusini engaging, does get the stun down, but PB is playing this lane super well, just completely neutralizing the pick so far. Joey in a bit of trouble. He's stuck between a Pyke and a Gragas. He does get stunned. Valor going in so much damage, but the healing from Noam is keeping Joey alive for so long, and Fujer's actually able to get the first kill of the fight. Jonah ults in just a bit far, but now he flashes onto Julian, gets a lot of damage down, and he's likely going to be able to pick up the kill. That is 2 for 1 in the favor of Metabusters so far in this fight. And Evan's just trying to run away. Does pop the ulti down there off screen, and Jonah's actually able to pick up Valor. Jonah, really good ultimate and then turn in that fight there. Able to even up the game for his team. And Psycho Carrot able to get the stun down onto Jonah. You wait until the Aegis goes away. And Valor, if he hits one more rocket, he might be able to take him out, but it looks like he's not going to. Julian going onto Joey, looking for the solo kill. The grubs are available after the fact, and yeah, Julian able to just pick it up, solo kill in the jungle, and Jonah being able to get away with a slight amount of health. Grubs actually being taken super late this game. Normally they're picked up a lot earlier, but blue team looking to get the advantage of the extra tower damage. Psycho Carrot is actually able to force out Tusini's ultimate, which is really impressive. He's now clearing out control ward, trying to get vision control of the map. Jonah trading down super heavily onto Valor, almost gets a solo kill. He probably just wants to charge the spear, and it just misses. He actually takes 2 tower shots for it. Now Psycho Carrot's looking to pick him up. He has ulti, he misses, and it wouldn't have done any damage anyway with the shield. Pyke is able to just get the shutdown though, but losing his ultimate for it and not getting your cut is actually a pretty big deal. PB just looking for wave clear here. He wants to make sure he's getting as much CS as possible, but he's missing a bunch of it. A bit of -1s in chat there. But Galio is not an easy champion to CS on, so I do not knock him for it in the slightest. Game has picked up in pace a little bit. We only had 1 kill for the first 7 minutes. Now we have 7 kills at 11 minutes. So both teams are now fighting over some more important stuff. Valor does have package. He's looking for the play here. And Jonah gets knocked away by Gragas, and a really good package usage by Valor, and the cask from Julian was so good, but Joey's actually able to get the only kill so far in the fight. Psycho Carrot looking to go in. Also initiation by Galio. Jonah's flipped back into the team, but it just doesn't do anything. Evan was just a bit too late to the fight, wasn't able to find anyone with the ultimate, and Kenadal just completely slices the team apart, no pun intended. And Julian is looking to maybe have a play, but Evan and Fuja are both super low. ADC's basically taken out of the fight, and Tusini with a flash Q, able to collect one. And the Meta Busters looking like they're in a really good position in this game. But it all depends on who's able to start picking up these dragons and stacking them. We know it's not going to be Chem Soul, so we are going to be having one of the more powerful souls in this game. Psycho Carrot hit the hook. Joey is getting stunned, but I don't think there's a kill angle there, but MVP is able to secure the first drink of the game. Valor wrapped around, looking to grab this blue buff, but he's actually just in the middle of 3 people. He's trying to make it to the blast cone, but I think that's going to be a tough ask. And Valor's just completely caught here. Was not able to pick it up. Joey was able to secure the buff. Psycho Carrot fishing over the wall, is looking to get a good stun onto Noam, isn't able to find it. Evan looking for the kill. Actually, Psycho Carrot's going to pick it up with the Pyke ultimate, and he now falls. Fuja dealing so much damage. He's looking to pick up another kill into Evan after getting the one on the Psycho Carrot, but now Julian goes in. He almost just one-shots Fuja, but the cask is the follow-up. He's able to take him down. Joey running in super low health. Julian just trying to get away, getting all the slows, and he's just going to be fine. 3-1-1 to start the Gragas game. Good stuff. Top lane has been pretty quiet. Tusini's been getting a lot of stuff done in fights, but it looks like Galio is just building the magic resist build to just prevent Kennen from able to do anything to him. Jonah walking up kind of aggressively looking for Valor, but he's super low health. Pings are coming out. They think Jonah's playing aggressively. There must be some sort of flank. Not entirely wrong. Kennen did go off map. Valor's just trying to get some stuff done with the poke. He is able to get him down pretty low, but you just can't risk going under tower versus a Pantheon with that long stun that he has. There's been a game happening in the top lane. They could be looking for Tusini, but there is enough vision in that area that it's hard to get a gank off of him properly. Psycho Carrot fishing with the hook, not able to find anything. Psycho Carrot is now actually able to find the stun that he wants, and he's able to pick up another kill with the Pyke ultimate. He has 3 kills, his AD carry, unfortunately, not so lucky. Jonah is going in on the Pyke, who's then knocked away by this super mega fire kick. Next big fight should be around the Ocean Dragon. That won't be for another minute and a half, so the lane states are what we want to focus on here at this point. Tusini and Jonah both ahead of CS, but Misfortune's been farming up Storm pretty quietly though, hasn't gotten a kill, but looks to be on a much better buy than the Lucian. PB now going in, same with Psycho Carrot, not able to find anything. Tusini with really good footwork, has the Storm Surge. Should be deadly in these team fights. Psycho Carrot, another good hook. He's been hitting a lot of those this game. It's just tough for his team to have follow-up. Just because of the nature of the champions. Corky's is very committal, and Misfortune just kind of has to walk at you. Joey is maybe looking for a play here, is at least supporting his bot lane as they're farming up in the mid lane. Gold from the two teams is now evened out. I don't think either team really had a huge lead, but MVP does have a slight advantage because of the dragons. Julian is pretty deadly in this game. Does have Sheen, as well as Storm Surge, is able to completely pop people if he gets on top of them. Especially with the squishy characters like Brand and Lucian. If you're relying on those to deal most of your damage, Julian should be able to take him out pretty easily. They are able to pick up the second drag of the game. They're rotating towards mid lane, but the Metabuster's bot lane is just walking away, trying to make sure that they stay safe. Looks like PB and Tusini keep trying to start fights, but not finding anything. Fujer dashing in, and the package comes out from Valor. Gets so much damage onto him, and Julian with the insane play actually doesn't even need the ultimate there. Kind of underestimated his own damage. And wow, huge initiation by Valor, and the follow-up from Julian was like picture perfect. This MVP team is fucking terrifying. Tusini not able to get to the fight. Did burn the teleport, but just did not find the right angle. He's looking now, but doesn't burn the ultimate, and Valor just gets right on top of him, deals so much damage, forces the ultimate out of him, and that's a huge cooldown to not have for the next fight. Fujer looking for this play, is actually able to find Valor with the culling. But Psycho Carrot hooks him in, he takes so much damage from his Fortune ult, he stops the auto, and that kills him. Joey now gets picked up by Evan. Evan had been silent all game, but now he gets a double kill, and he is looking pretty strong. Psycho again getting a good stun. Tusini looking for the chase. Pantheon running around too, maybe looking for a pick, but just isn't finding anything. Julian's still around. Jonah tries to flash on top of him, but I think even if you get there, you're not getting much done. Gragas already had the damage resistances buffed up. Jonah hopping on top of Valor, looking for a solo kill here. If either mid laner can pick it up, I think it is going to be Jonah. Pops the Ignite, and yeah, just clean play. Valor has no way of beating him in these fights. Man Immune is picked up. Only 120 stacks on the tier, so Murray Mana is pretty far out. The Cull did complete at some point, though, which allows him to be up an item on Jonah, despite being down in farm kills. Really good poke there by Evan. Gets a huge chunk onto the Lucian. And that pike hook almost connects over the wall. Would have been massive. Potential dive here. Tusidi is hit. Pike goes over the wall. It does not hit the stun, but he's going to be able to hit the hook. And he just picks him up. Psycho Carrot with 4 kills in this game. Every single, or not every single one with the ultimate, but 3 of them with the ult. Getting a lot of use out of that execute. And Jonah just getting half his health taken. Julian remembers that flash earlier in the game. And Valor getting so much damage just raining down. Shutdown does go over to Julian. And the cask is able to connect onto Joey, but it knocks him in the wrong direction. They're looking to chase. And Evan's probably going to have to ult blind to be able to get it, but instead just flashes, gets the Q, gets the damage. Valor taking a lot of damage from Fujer. Might end up falling. Yep, they kill each other. Credit does actually go over to Evan, though. 4-1-5 on this Misfortune. Super silent beginning of the game for him, but now he's the most farmed member, and he's got 4 kills. Shows that you don't necessarily need an impressive early game to get the Misfortune going. Has 2 items plus a pickaxe. The Collector should allow him to snowball pretty effectively. Psycho Carrot wrapping around on Noah, really wants to pick him up here. Does pull him over, is able to get a stun, and boom! What even happened there? Some missing pings coming down from MVP. They weren't expecting Julian to do that much damage, but the Storm Surge just pops, and there he goes. So Carrot looking for a hook there, but literally no one around, and he just wants to show that he can hit him. That almost spelled his downfall. He's falling down super low here. He doesn't care. He goes in for another hook, trying to pick up a kill for Evan. Evan's actually behind Jonah. It doesn't work. Psycho Carrot is going to get the reset there, and a cut of the kill. Actual credit does go over to Evan. Heller saying once he masters the Corki build, it's over. 2-7, definitely not his strongest performance. Psycho Carrot looking for a kill onto Joey. He flashes away immediately, actually, which cancels the Brand ultimate. Really good play. Joey tries to flash back in time, but just doesn't get it. Huge play from PB there, just gets the slight taunt on the cannon, securing it from Misfortune, and Misfortune was just able to solo the Brand. And wow, Fujer just getting too far up, and then the cask secures Noah. Wow. I don't know, it feels like this game was pretty dead even, and then Julian's just able to unleash his playmaking. Valor also had some really good plays, but Metabusters without a real front line is just really struggling to position in these choke points, and they're just getting engaged on by the double tanks and Corki. Psycho Carrot just throwing hooks out left and right, very powerful, and that is just a very much uncontested Baron for the side of MVP, and they're up about 10,000 gold and 3 dragons. You're looking at the scoreboard now as the Metabusters, and you're a little bit scared. Not really what you want to see. Evan, 8-1-5. And Psycho Carrot hits that hook. And It's insane. He goes over, he gets a stun onto Jonah, but Jonah healing up a little bit from the Sundered Sky. Not really any damage coming down. Looking for another hook, he hits it again. That was blind, I'm pretty sure. And oh my god, Julian just one-shots Tusini, wipes him off the face of the earth. And he knows. Pops the M7. That hook was lined up, just didn't have the range. And Julian is just so strong in this game. He's just wiping people off the face of the earth immediately. Fujer is probably the one to target here. But PB struggling to get anyone with the taunt, is able to find Noam. Jonah looking into the back line, but Psycho Carrot's able to pick up a kill. And Misfortune ulti comes down, knocks Noam down to super low health, and MVP is just going to turn fire onto the turrets. Just kidding, Evan flashes in and picks up Fujer. And that is really the last remaining threat on that team with Joey's ultimate down. And MVP is just looking to siege out the game here. Respawn did come through for Tusini. He's popping the ultimate, but he's just getting locked down by the Galio, not hitting anybody else, and he just gets popped by Evan. 10 kills now on the Misfortune, and MVP is just marching down, trying to end the game. Valor falling down super low, but the damage done to towers here with Misfortune passive is ridiculous. Joey falls, and the Milio by himself is not going to stop this. Maybe he could kill Valor, but he's just accepting his death, and that is a 27-minute win for the Masked Valor and Pirates. The early game was so close, and then the playmaking from MVP during the mid game was just super impressive there. Really coordinated team, able to get a lot done. And PB just absolutely neutralizing one of the best top laners in the league currently. Good stuff. And I will update the standings. It is going to be Rift Sharks versus Masked Valor and Pirates as the finals. Rift Sharks are playing for the Ocean Defenders Alliance, and Masked Valor and Pirates are playing for Vet Ranch. I am going to give everyone a bit of time, give myself a bit of a break from casting, but if you want to tell your friends, get them in here for the finals, would really like to see some more donations to help support either of these two causes. If you like land animals, you could go for you can root for Masked Valor and Pirates, and if you like sea animals, you could root for the Rift Sharks. This is a rematch from last year's. The bracket so far has actually been exactly the same, with the exception of Spectres was the first seed team last time who was eliminated by the Rift Sharks. But yeah, please send the link to the stream to anywhere that you can. Try to get some more people watching. Would love some more support for whichever cause is able to pull it out. And Noam, I will let you hop in here on the casting futon if you are still going to join me.
Hello there.
General Kenobi. I had to. It is like drilled into my brain.
No, I would have been disappointed if you didn't.
Let's go. I am going to text a few people. And then we are good. Just trying to get some more people to watch.
Yep, I messaged a couple people as well. Alright, rematch of Frostbite last year.
Yeah, it should be pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I obviously did play in the games already, so I know what happens, but I am still looking forward to watching the games. Our champions to watch here, actually getting into it. We already saw both of these today, so not too much to talk about, but is there anything that you want to kind of cherry pick out here?
Well, I don't know the outcome, so this is going to be exciting for me. I didn't know Drago was so cracked on the Aatrox. That's
Yeah, I
something to look out for.
think one of those games was from when KGS did win this season. Reminiscing about my glory days, but I do believe I bought him DRX Aatrox for that performance. But
Nice, nice.
I am surprised that he has not lost on the pick, though. Bit interesting. We're seeing Gragas over there for PB, but clearly Julian, also a really good Gragas player, so I'd expect to see that taken off the table.
You'd think, I guess Galio hasn't been like logged for PB.
Yeah, yeah, because these are off the books games.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think Julian might be the best jungler in the server right now. So this will be a pretty exciting matchup. Him against Mason. I'm definitely not stirring the pot or anything.
Yeah, I think you might be. I don't think Mason is watching, but I like the attempt. But anyway, I think we could just take a couple peeks. I'm hoping that's the featured matchup. It is. They've actually played each other 3 times, with Julian being the victor of that series. 5.5
Julian
KDA versus 2.2.
Julian has actually dominantly won in a
Oh, yes. Thank you, Valor. Dropping the donation hack. See, if I do this, we can see it better. Yes. Donation hack, 400 CS and $31. He knows that he
Let's
is in the
go.
finals. Love the donation. Thank you so much, Valor. I do appreciate that. I will get that updated. But
Looks
anyway,
like
I'll let you
Jacob's gonna
continue.
have to get 5 kills for me to match.
Yes. I
I will be
didn't catch
donating
that.
5 for every Jacob kill.
Yes. Valor
Um,
taking the new high score at $31. Appreciate that so much.
yeah, as I was saying, Julian has convincingly beat Mason in a best of 3, and he has also 2-0'd Rex in the jungle. That was
Oh,
even more dominant.
interesting.
So
I do hear Rex
I'm
is running the girlfriend debuff currently, so we'll see if there's
ah
as much merit to that. But we can move on to the highlighted player for MVP. Valor did actually struggle in the last game. I know he's in chat, and he just gave a donation. I know I shouldn't be slandering him, but he struggled a bit. What pick are you hoping to see from him in this game, and do you think he's going to be able to bounce back?
I want Valor on comfort. I don't want him on the mages, the scaling. Put him on pure fighting, Silas, Yasuo, Yone. The picks that he was known for back on Silicats. I want my glory days of Valor back.
Okay, so we are just both like stuck in season 4, but I understand it.
A little bit.
And the key player, I'm hoping it will be me, but okay, it is huge. I am nearing 300 games. I'm a bit of a boomer. We got the 53.6% win rate. What champion are you hoping for me in this next game?
I'm just picturing you going, back in my day, we did everything on a spreadsheet.
We did. This is true.
From you, I don't know. Jin seems really good right now. Varus as well.
Yeah, I
Just the ability for Varus to flip between lethality or on hit depending on the team he's playing against is pretty strong.
Yeah, I will leak a little bit. The champion I played is actually on this graphic, so that gives a bit of context.
Well, it's not Varus.
Yeah, that is true.
I mean, Callista has always gone well for you. Valor, you can't guess. You already know.
What did he say?
He said, "Can I guess?"
Oh, okay. I thought he like guessed one immediately. That would have been really funny.
I don't know. Yeah, if it's Callista, then I'll donate 5 again.
Okay. I am getting draft thrown in here real quick. Did not want to show last game's draft again, but this should be it. Is this anything like you're imagining the draft to be? I think we're only seeing
No,
one
no,
featured
it's
champion.
It wasn't the Callista.
Yeah. So
Unfortunately.
the bans against Rift Sharks make a decent amount of sense. Kane is taken away. Not normally what we see banned against Mason, but the champion has had a lot of prio. Riven taken off the table from Drago makes sense, and the Hecarim, something that we shouldn't be surprised to see banned away. From
Mason
Rift
has Udyr
Sharks.
open?
Yes, Udyr is on the table. Neela and Pike are banned away, taking away Evan and Psycho Carrot's comfort champions, as well as that Gragas that we've seen flexed through the top jungle of MVP. First lock-in is the Lucian, which is immediately countered by Ashe Milio. Milio looking to be a denial from the Lucian Milio. Do you think?
I'm so
Do you think that's
disappointed
good?
in Mason.
Oh, you're mad about the Udyr? The champ's bad.
Udyr was
No,
open and he didn't pick it. He
Udyr
was
was.
playing into the narrative. That's not allowed.
I don't think he's played Udyr in any of the games of Blind Pick either. I just don't think he was looking to really play that champion.
Not my one trick.
He
SMH.
played some Nocturne. He played some Wukong. He played
I like
some
Ashe Milio.
Grand.
I think the scaling is good, but also Ashe with Milio outranges Lucian's like pretty significantly. It is offset a little bit by the Xerath, which outranges everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
So
it's also a pretty good pick because you don't know if it's going to be support or mid, which definitely
yeah,
kind of put us on our feet throughout draft here. It's followed up by the Jax,
it's
which is another flex pick that could go top or jungle or mid if you really want to stress it. But we did.
I don't associate Carrot with the like long range mage supports, but I think it's something he could perform pretty well on.
Yeah, we also were not really thinking it would be that, but we also didn't really think Valor would be playing Xerath either, so we were just kind of stuck. Weren't really sure which it would be. Just knew that it probably wasn't AD carry or like top or jungle. Obviously. Sorry,
Jungle Xerath would go kind of hard.
it would. It really would. But we did grab the Aatrox. It's a solid matchup into Jax. We weren't necessarily sure that it was going to go there, but Mason was hoping for a later jungle pick after bans, which I don't know. I'm not sure if I 100% agree on that, but we did want to get the Aatrox in before it got banned because they had already put some bans towards Drago with the Riven. Then 4 junglers were banned. Do you think these are the right choices?
Poppy into the 3 that are already picked, I don't love. I think Amumu is a good ban. We've seen him perform pretty well on it. Him being Julian. Wukong, Jarvan, solid bans against Mason. He's a Wukong enjoyer, and Wukong actually, even though Divine Sunder no longer exists, Sundered Sky is still a really good item. And Mason has played Wukong games in Season 14, and he was unkillable, so I like that ban. Poppy, I guess, makes sense if you know you're going to pick up the Echo, or you were going to try to pick the Jarvan before it was banned. So I don't, like, hate it, but I also don't love it necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna comment on it too much. I'm not a draft leaker, but we did grab Echo as a flex here. Both Adiri and Mason are able to play it. It's a solid matchup into Xerath mid, but we can also just play it jungle. Then Cassante is flipped, which reveals it is Jack's jungle, Cassante top. And then the Lissandra is the pick that we're seeing from Valor. It is definitely a Valor pick. It's one of the champions that we see him play a lot. I think Corky's in the same category where we see it a bunch from him, but not as much from other players. So it's kind of in the category you asked for, but it's also a mage, which you asked for him to not do. So what are your thoughts
asleep,
on that?
man.
Sleepy Lissandra?
I'm veg right now.
All right. Well, we countered with Victor, who is like the most boring champ in the game. So
Yeah, but at least he's like a carry.
that's true. We just
Valor's
get to see
playing
him
for
a
his
lot.
jungler. You're so boring, man.
His jungler's a fucking goat, though. Have you seen it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, best jungler in the server, but still.
You're really stirring the pot here. Anyway, trying to get in the game here, and this one should be a banger.
I'm getting ready for the podcast.
Yeah, I forgot I need to do that. I honestly am not sure I'm going to be able to speak for much longer, so might be a slight delay, but
Oh,
we'll
is that
try to
tonight?
get it. That's what I said tentatively, but I am
Let's
not
fucking go.
not feeling very well, so
Understandable.
I don't know. It's already a little congested, and I think talking non-stop for 4 days straight is really not helping.
Yeah, understandable.
Summoner's Rift.
Unfortunate we couldn't get the Alana Mason duo cast again.
Yeah,
That was
I don't
hype.
know what's up with that.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
But Jacob caught out a
Garrett is
little
face
bit here.
checking.
He is getting stunned out, is just going to bring the flash right over the wall, and I also walked up a little bit to try and help him, and Lissandra and Jax is already wrapped around. I burned a flash, so did Julian, and now I'm just going to have to kite out.
It's okay. Victor got first strike gold. GG. Go next.
No hex bits though.
True. You can't buy them anymore either, so
That's true.
Minions has spawned.
that's been gone a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, quite a few years.
I'm also showing my boomer.
If only Stanley was in chat, we'd break his heart.
I'm trying to figure out. Ash Melio is gonna naturally get the push into Illusion, but it's a little harder with the Xerath. Junglers are pathing in opposite directions, so looks like Julian is maybe priming the Void Grubs a little more highly than Mason is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You can say what you want about Jungle Pass. All I know is that MVP is sitting kind of pretty because the summoner spells were burned on their jungler, and we lost ours on our bot lane. So, prefer to be in their position at this point in the game.
Yeah, but unless he's level 3 ganking, he's not playing around it right now. So, like, it's nice for the bot lane, and the bot lane is getting some pretty good poke now on
Yeah,
the
level
dash.
2 is hit first, and Lucian dashing and getting a lot, and the heal is forced out, so every summoner spell for the Rift bot lane is now currently down.
Trucks getting a pretty decent trade onto the Cassante there.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well in the CS department. The rest of the lanes look pretty even though.
Nice sidestep by Dean to avoid the Xerath B and land some poke down on him.
Jacob is caught by the stun there, but I don't think there's too much follow-up. But Evan just getting a huge trade down onto the Ashe, but Jacob able to hit the Super Mega Fire Kick, able to even it back out at the end.
Q3 for PB lands, manages to dodge out of the Aatrox.
Mason actually flashing in here, is able to hit the stun, but Psycho Carrot flashing away, should get himself to safety. He's falling down super low, and that flash
Running
heal.
heal on Xerath?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are MVP so boring. Come on. Where's your
Yeah,
combat
Valor
from?
actually just engages on Hidiri, gets the root off Hidiri, does not have any mana forced to flash. So many summoner spells have fallen down this game.
Nice mechanics there by PB to avoid the chains pulling him back in with the Unstoppable.
Yep, definitely has some champ knowledge. He's newer to the role, but shows that he knows how to play it, which is always good to see.
I really do hope he will not yield.
And Drago going in
tired.
for an aggressive trade, but PB just dashing away.
Yeah, I get it, Valor. It makes sense. Like, Lissandra is good in your comp. I just... I'm a little asleep. That's all.
He doesn't understand. The wave for Frostbite is simply pick 5 carries every game and have fun. Like, look at our comp. Who needs
Yeah.
tanks?
I'm a little worried about what your team can do to a Cassante late game.
Yeah, I mean...
I guess you're building on hit Ashe.
Yeah.
Mitigated a little.
We do have 4 champions that can deal damage, so I don't think he should be too much of a problem. Especially if Draco keeps laning like this. This is a pretty good play, though. Julian is wrapping around before the flashes come back up. He gets on to Jacob. First blood does go over to me, but Evan is able to pick one up, and he's actually able to pick up a second one, double killing the Rift Shark spot lane.
Rift Shark spot lane goes down, but they were able to turn Lemons to a little bit of lemonade there by picking up first blood. So could have been worse. Only
Valor initiating, and he just didn't realize that Eerie hit 6 there. Gets ulted by the Chaos Storm and just dies immediately. Deary off to a good start in this lane. The soul lanes for Rift Sharks looking pretty solid.
The trading is good. I think if that Q2 lands, he might even be able to kill with the flash Q3.
Yeah, I think the ghost there from Cassante was pretty necessary to keep himself alive.
All 3 Void Grubs going over to Rift Sharks.
Yep.
Mason quietly farming up, getting the objectives.
Yeah, that second pack of Void Grubs is going to be really important to watch for. MVP is definitely going to have to dedicate something to it, otherwise Rift Sharks could have the double mites on the towers, which is a huge annoyance for the other team.
Especially early, with the Void Grubs being picked up pretty soon after they spawned. No one's picked up Jack so far. Jack is on the opposite side of the map, and it looks like Mason might be able to pick up some bot pry here and look for it.
Yeah, the stun does come through for Xerath, and Lucian's able to get a huge trade off of it. Pops the PTA. Don't think MVP won out on that trade, but they definitely evened it up way more than it was initially.
Valor going in again.
Yeah, he hits the ultimate and goes out. He saw Mason in his peripherals. Knew he had to get out of there.
He's dropping down super low.
Yeah.
But so is Carrot. Mason is doing his classic invade.
Yeah, so some lore on this play. Mason actually got trapped between the red buff and the wall there, so he couldn't move. And then Evan rotates up, gets a nice kill, puts him at 3-0, which is terrifying to see as a Lucian.
Yeah, Evan's performance this tournament has surprised me, like pleasantly surprised me. He's been performing really well in all the games I've seen.
Yeah, and this is just me and Jacob not knowing the new map. Julian came from an area that we didn't even think was possible. Bit unlucky there. But
yeah,
able to pick up me, but Jacob was able to make it out alive. And Hidiri picking up another kill there.
That little walkway there on a red side bot is the reason why blue side bot is so favored this patch. It's so easy to camp as a jungler with lane ganks and that little entry into the lane for free.
Yeah. Just not used to it. It's okay. Captain being the bot laner means I can just pick blue side every game, so I don't have to deal with it. Who cares if my top laner is mad at me and puts me outside and locks me in the cold weather or whatever. I don't know. Draco would probably do worse than that if I forced him to be on perma blue side, but I'm just not going to worry about it.
Just have Joel play top, he'll pick tanks anyway.
True.
A little bit of poke coming down onto the Milio.
Yeah, CC landing both
Lucian
ways.
damage is so strong. He already has Kraken Slayer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Jacob did fall down really low there, but wasn't finished off by the culling, which is kind of the best you can ask for. Ash Arrow is available, which is helpful for the Rift Sharks. Really good stun there by Psycho Carrot. Catches me out. So much damage coming out from Lucian. The arrow is able to mitigate it, but the changes to Xerath ulti make it so brutal, and he's able to pick up the kill. Mason caught out a little bit here, stuck in between 3 people. Is able to pop the Echo ult, gets some damage out, flashes away to safety.
Well played by him. Getting out with his life there.
Yeah, the MVP bot lane's in a really good position, and they put that 3-man rotate up at the perfect time. They're able to get on top of the Void Grubs. But now a fight is breaking out, and Mason's able to secure one. The Victor ulti is coming through again. Hidiri getting so much damage in this fight. And it is a 2-for-1 in favor of MVP, but I believe another Void Grub was taken during that fight, so that's 5 for the Rift Sharks so far, and Jax is just trying his best to get out.
The Void Grub will reset, so the prospect of getting the 6th is still alive. Valor has to flash out to not die to Victor, but does manage to pick up the kill, and will eventually go down to Jacob. That's... Or no, Hidiri got the kill! Hidiri hates Charity!
Yeah, that's the conclusion I'm understanding too. I will throw a $5 tip in there. Can't have Hidiri stealing the glory.
True. Maybe I should have told Jacob I was gonna tip for his kill, so he could have played champs that were not million.
That's like a poor economic decision on your part, so I understand not doing it. Oh, oops. Pulled it up on my phone. Bit of an echo there. I apologize. Yeah, Hidiri's saying in chat that the turn caught him off a bit with the damage. I agree. It was a bit surprising. I knew it happened, and it still threw me off guard on cast.
Has Hidiri gotten any evolutions yet? His E is evolved, I see that. But...
both Q and E.
Got it. But he's on his way to getting fully evolved.
Double ultis are burned bot side. I'm able to dodge a blow out, but Evan just dashing into tower, able to pick it up, but he might die for it. Mason's right on top of his head. Should be able to pick it up, and he's not able to get Jacob, but Psycho Carrot flashing in is instead able to pick it up, and that's just a question of if Mason's able to take him out, and the stun is back up, which should save his life. Mason going in anyway, is actually not able to pick it up, popped the ultimate immediately there because he thought he had it, and just did not have the damage.
Unfortunate. Missing out on some stacks there for the Dark Seal. Oh my god, thank you, Dean, for the $5 donation.
Can't believe that freaking KS, bro. No shot. How could Hidiri do this? He hates animals. Drago still winning top lane. It's not up in kills, but he's playing super well. Hidiri does come to this dragon a bit late, but it gets so much damage on with the ultimate. Dragon is secured by MVP, first one of the game. But the kills are in favor of Rift Sharks. The Ghost is popped by the Ashe. Should be able to slow the Lucian down enough. Exhaust comes out the other way, but it just does not matter. You're not going to survive. But Psycho Carrot was waiting in the bushes for Jacob and forces out that flash.
Jacob picked up the Shirelias there. I wasn't able to see what it was with the active cooldown showing. Items coming through for most of the people on the Rift here.
Yep. The whatever, Realm Spike, I'm not trying to pronounce the other thing, and Dreammaker are the support items of choice. Ashe Arrow does hit, but it's immediately countered by the other Sun, and now Evan's here putting down so much damage. Slight miscalculation by the Rift Sharks. We're not able to anticipate he showed up, and he's able to pick up one kill, and Jacob is going to end up falling down to Zax.
Yep.
But one ult apiece, one kill apiece for MVP bot lane. They're playing super well here, as usual.
Yeah, having seen them play together, I think you really can't underestimate synergy in terms of how well people will perform.
Yeah, we'll say, speaking of synergy though, I think me and Jacob are doing better than our reputation would lead you to believe.
Jacob told me he never expects to be on Rift Sharks because he knew he tilts you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was like... I think we are much better friends now than we were at that point in time, and I think that matters a lot. I think it was a friendship learning curve.
Good to hear. Drago able to pick up the solo kill under the enemy turret there. Gets his first kill of the game and the turret. Has also built up a nearly 50 CS lead, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, both Riftshark solo laners are doing super well here. Last game we did see more of their strength being from the bot lane, and now we're seeing the solo laners shine. So a lot of strength all around from our team. Very happy with the roster I've created.
Diri dropped the ult there to push up the wave, and it's just gonna back.
Yeah, I feel like you see that a lot with with Victor earlier in the game. Usually not this late, but it's basically a quarter of the way back up, and there's no objectives up anytime soon, so I don't think it's too bad of a play.
Yeah, MVP is able to pick up the Herald, so...
Yeah, Valor played
we'll
Bloons
see,
there. Did a really good job
see
defending
if
the
the
tower.
Herald's bug strikes again.
How does it work?
So, the normal way that it's supposed to work is when you hop in the Herald, you have like 3/4 of a second or something to put in a movement command to dictate which direction it goes in. But it's bugged right now in that sometimes it'll just go in the direction that you spawned it, and will completely ignore the movement command to tell it what direction to start going in. Which is a little unfortunate if you spawn it like facing a wall, as we saw last game.
Yeah, Valor over just completely letting up Jacob, is able to cleanse himself out of that, and Valor should just die in the pit here. Is picked up. Psycho Carrot in a bit of a rough spot, and that Ash arrow was fucking tragic. But I do pick up the kill anyway.
Yep. Have also picked up a bounty for yourself, so not bad. Evan forcing out the Echo ult, dropping down the culling.
Yeah, I want to say we said something in all chat about the Ash arrow, but I will go ahead and spoil a little bit. There's another one that is very similar to that coming soon, and it might be after that one instead. Hidiri is getting caught out here. Jax flashing right on top and pops the ultimate, but Hidiri, really good stun there, so just able to keep himself alive. Insane play. I thought he was dead. I'm not gonna lie.
Getting a lot of value out of the first strike already too. He's gonna snowball even further with the Storm Surge. Might be able to pick up extra gold that way.
Yep, Jacob looking to help out here. Milia does struggle by not having too much engage. It's really hard to hit the Q consistently. But it's definitely a very good defensive champion to have with you, which makes sense into the Lucian, into the Jax. Riftshark's looking to pick up their first dragon of the game, but they're in a rough spot. Xerath ulti is coming through, and Lissandra gets into the backline, is dropping the ult directly on Jacob's head, and Drago looking to get some stuff done. Julian right on top of the backline is able to pick up a kill onto Echo, is now falling down himself, and Cassante running in towards the backline is picked up, and Evan's in a really rough spot here, and that's the other Ash arrow I was talking about. What was I aiming at? But 4-1 for Riftsharks. They're able to find their way back into this game, and they now have about a 4K gold lead, and they've evened up the dragons.
So pick up the dragon, yep.
Oh yeah, we got Project Ash NA for real. Joshua Waldo with my ultimates, bro. If you know, you know.
Didn't he get canceled for something?
Oh, he sucks. But I don't know. I think he just like saw a black guy and goes Cassante IRL. Absolute genius behavior. Julian with the counter banter. You should be Ash aimed. Ha ha ha. Absolutely love that from him. But he was just able to pick up a casual 800 gold shutdown there onto Hidiri.
Riftsharks does have a lot of unspent gold right now, and they're staying out on the map.
Yeah, Mason is looking for this kill onto PB, but the Unstoppable does come through. Good knockup to avoid the Q3 from Aatrox, but this Valor flank was huge. Just completely takes Jacob off the map, kills me as well, but hands that one over to Evan, and Julian is going fucking somewhere.
Yep, that's the bug. Respect coming through in all chat from Dean to Valley there. Love to see it.
Yeah, no, I was so caught off guard. I was like, well, we can probably defend the tower, and he just fucking appears. It was crazy. Mason looking for a kill onto Psycho Carrot, not able to find it. Just kidding. Storm Surge, funny item. He's actually able to pick it up. Another Ash Arrow missing.
I'm so glad Storm Surge is getting nerfed next patch.
Yeah.
That item is too good. Scuttle picked up by Julian will probably look to finish his bot side and then back. I think with that 800 gold shutdown he picked up, he might be able to pick up, I would assume Titanic Hydra on Jax. But he might also look to build towards Sundered Sky because that item is busted. Game is slowing down a little bit. We have 2 minutes till the next drag with Baron being up. But neither team is in a position where they can just start Baron without getting some picks first. It looks like Jacob is building towards Arden, I think, builds out of those items, but I'm not sure. They just changed the recipe for Arden and Staff.
Yeah, I don't know how any of it works. Mason is going to be able to steal away this blue buff for the Rift Sharks, and they're now looking to collapse on Jax, but he is already out.
Rift Sharks bot lane looking to maybe do a little bit of tomfoolery.
This one does hit. Hidari flashing over the wall. Almost just completely lights up Evan. He falls down super low. Mason goes over the wall, hits him with a proto belt, and just ults out immediately. Xerath also taken off the board. And they are laying down siege onto this mid tower, but Drago is tanking so much damage from the tower. Thank you for the sub, Garngton. And Hidari fishing for this one is going to actually get executed by the tower. And we are stuck in the MVP base currently. PB looking for a kill. He's popping Ghost, looking to find something. Drago going over the wall, popping the ultimate, looking to find someone. Jax going up there is able to get a kill onto Jacob. But now Drago's getting one in return, and Ash kiting, that's another kill going over to Drago, but now the Xerath ultimate is coming out from Psycho Carrot, and this fight is a mess. Exhaust coming down from Lucian, and it is just barely enough to keep him alive, and Drago is greeting for it, but that's a 750 gold shutdown going over to Evan there. Mason looking for the kill on Psycho Carrot and just barely doesn't get it with the Storm Surge. But Mountain Drag...
people dropping so low there.
Yeah, looks like both teams are teleporting to try and secure this dragon. We will see how that goes.
That 50 cents is bothering me. I'm gonna gift a sub to someone.
Let's go. Who gets it? Oh, and oh my god, Jacob just getting eliminated immediately, and Hidari taken off the table as well. Both of them a little too far in the positioning. Mason actually is able to get out with the ultimate, and Drago teleporting into the entire team, but just a bit too late for the Rift Sharks. They're fighting a 3v5. Drago able to get onto the back line, but so many flashes still on the table. They're able to get out pretty safely. Drago is now taking the full brunt of the culling, and the Xerath ulti is now coming out. And yeah, this is just looking bad for Rift Sharks. They thought they had the re-engage, but they are just falling one by one. It's a 4-0 team fight for MVP. They're still at a bit of a gold disadvantage, but they're going to be able to get this dragon, which should basically even out the game. And Arnier just got the sub from Noah. Thank you for the
my
sub.
boy. Seeing a lot of pings going out from Dean. I wonder what he's thinking right now.
I think I was probably communicating something about the fight. And boom! Those are the ones I can hit. If it's like halfway across the map or farther away, it's hitting every time. But those ones that are like really close, don't talk about it.
Baron is still up. Has been alive for 5 minutes.
Yeah, map is a bit split. Drago split push genius as he has been the whole series, and Rift is starting it up. Gasante is probably going to be aware of it pretty soon, but it is falling down pretty quickly. Valor does not have TP available and is about to get solo killed, maybe. Does pop the ultimate and has the E to maybe get away. It does look like it's working, but the focus has turned onto PB from the dragon. Solo kill does come through. Julian is in the arrow. He goes in, and who's going to secure the dragon? It does go over to Mason. He's able to grab that. Jacob is going to fall, but that is going to be the only casualty for Rift Sharks. I think that arrow
somehow survived that Marathol.
Yeah, we were luckily a bit close to the edge. And Drago grabbing a nice 700 gold from the bot tower, putting the Rift Sharks up about 4k gold. Hidiri and Valor in chat talking about how we're excited to play each other again. I can concur. This team is really fun to play against.
Evan is looking really solid for the upcoming drag fight.
Yeah, he has 3.5 items. I'm just working towards the Bork to get a bit of extra help versus the Cassante. He did turn onto him during that Baron fight and proceed to do about no damage to him, which is something he pointed out as a concern earlier in the game.
Yeah, he's building full AD here, so Victor and Echo should be alright against him, but Ashe and Aatrox will just be doing no damage.
Yep. And the arrow does connect onto Evan. Hidiri flashing in, does drop the ultimate, but is going to get caught out. Evan survives with basically no health, but he's able to pick up a double kill, which is exactly what I want, and Julian lands the flank, getting onto the backline. Drago's able to pick up one, but this is a 4-for-1 in favor of MVP. They're trying to close down this gold lead, and Drago is the raid boss. His ultimate did expire, but he's going to see how much he can get at this point in the fight. He gets 2 with this knockup. He's looking for the Q3. Actually, back to the Q1. Didn't waste it, and he's actually able to shut down the Jax, 500 gold, and now he's running away. He's looking for maybe another kill. He is going to get the pull onto Psycho Carrot, almost is able to finish him off, but Evan does so much damage. He has 4 completed items, 14 kills in this game.
I'm beginning to see why Drago's Aatrox was 4-0.
Yeah, he also has 4 items. He's a bit strong.
Starting to lean into the lethality there with the opportunity pickup, I believe it's called.
Dude, that thing looks like QSS. I don't know what to tell you. But yes, opportunity is the name of the item.
We're learning steadily.
Yeah.
Carrot is split pushing top. Drag is spawning in 30 seconds.
Valor in chat saying, after watching that, I buy Oblivion Orb as we see it appear in his inventory, and I think that's a pretty good decision. Is a war over the Scuttle Crab is picked up by Hidiri, and Mason is now in the backside. The Ashe arrow, again, going wide. Normally that's the one thing I'm really good at on Ashe, and Jacob, again, the victim of the Lissandra ultimate. Mason getting onto the backside, not able to find that kill. Storm Surge dealing a lot, but the Xerath ulti targeting the Ashe. Seems to be the MO of MVP. They target Milio with the Lissandra ulti, and then Ashe with the Xerath ulti. And huge steal actually from Julian. Hops in, hops out, and leaves with the dragon. Drago is greeting for Evan. Huge shutdown if he's able to find it, but just not able to connect with the Darkened Blade to pick up the kill.
Getting CC'd here by the Lissandra, but Aatrox is still so tanky with the Merc Treads and the Sterix.
Yeah.
Sterix doesn't even pop there. Ash Arrow going wide once again.
Don't remind me.
Man, you know what you should have done? You should have told me to donate
$25 every time
you
this
miss
Ash Arrow. Oh my god, the pain. Mason went over the wall, almost one-shot Valor, was not actually able to find it. He's getting so much damage done on the sides of these fights, and he's so safe with the ultimate. He's now looking to maybe get onto Julian, but he is blocked by Cassandra, who does burn the ultimate, and now Xerath ultis are coming in, deals so much damage. Able to take out the Ashe. Kill credit is going over to PB, but he's going to fall in exchange. So that's 2 ultimates for a 1-for-1. Hidiri is now the victim of the ultimate, but he's able to get so much damage in return. Evan just showed up to the fight though, so Hidiri almost dies. Is actually able to survive, and Mason flashes on top. He's able to pick up the 900 gold from the Lucian, and Drago goes in, picking up so much gold there, dealing so much damage. And Julian, about to fall, is actually going to stun up Drago. Everything missing, and Drago greeting into Fountain, and he's gonna die. He doesn't pick up the kill. Mason working on the towers. He's looking for the possible end, but Aatrox not being up is hurting the Rift Sharks so much here. And Jacob and Mason hitting away on the tower. Mason looking for another Xpeke end to this fight, and Julian hops on to Milio to dodge the Ash Arrow, and Mason is focusing on the Nexus, getting so much damage dealt, just dropping down to about half, but the counter-strike comes in, and they're able to shut down the Echo.
Julian saving the game for MVP there with those sidesteps. That was crazy.
Yeah, he drew Aatrox aggro into Fountain a little bit there.
Yeah, he got the taunt off somehow.
Oh my god. Yeah, I forgot how silly this game was. Valor now getting completely lit up, just taken out. Hidiri.
Absolutely one shot.
So much damage. And PV just slowly getting whittled down by the Ashe. Double bot lane ultimates are coming out. Able to be dodged away for the most part.
I think Hidiri picking up Valor there might have saved Rift Sharks from losing the Baron.
Could be true.
Gold is still in the favor of Rift Sharks, even though they're down kills. The turret advantage is being felt there.
Yeah, it's just the Rift Sharks special. We tend to farm really well. I feel like, I don't know, could just be every team I'm on. We usually end up down a lot of gold for some reason, and then, or down a lot of kills for some reason, but up in gold. It's my little secret. But the Baron is being started by just jungle and support, something we've seen from Rift Sharks a couple other times throughout this tournament. Victor and Ashe are soon going to be there. They should be able to just take this. I'm not sure who can contest it from the side of MVP.
Baron will go down.
That is
the gold lead a little bit more.
Yeah, 5,500. They are down a couple Mountain Drakes though, and Soul is going to be available in a minute. So that is going to be something to watch for.
Fury is also working towards that Void Staff to be able to one-shot even more efficiently.
Yep. I think I'm going for Wit's End here, but I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Could you check for me real quick how much first rate gold the Victor has?
872. Has
Not
dealt
shabby.
1,000 damage.
He has what looks to be like a...
And Mason actually in a lot of trouble here. Does pop the ultimate, but he's caught in between the Xerath. And there is a fight breaking down on the bot side of the map too. Rift Sharks should have numbers advantage 4-3, and Xerath is looking for this kill, is not going to find it, and Mason's actually able to outplay that fight. And Drago flashing down. Valor is able to just pop the ulti though, and huge play from Julian, able to find both members of the Rift Sharks bot lane. He's just going to clean up the backside of the fight. Drago's looking to get stuff done on the other side, but Julian is just tearing them apart, and he gets the entire backline of the Rift Sharks. The Jax is just too strong. Mason's now arrived, looking for something, doesn't have enough damage to kill Evan, but he goes over the wall. Actually, just kidding. Storm Surge, he gets it.
Mason being alive there makes taking the drag a little risky.
Yeah,
But Lissandra is there.
Yeah, Valor might get ult up soon. I'm watching the timer of that. That is going to be really important for this fight. But these stuns can be really impactful too. Yeah, Mason is actually able to steal the dragon away, is going to fall. Had a bit of a shutdown, which is now going over to Jax, who's trying to build towards his fourth item.
Prevent the soul pickup there.
Yep, Drago now full build. No one, actually, Lucian also full build. And Hidiri is the third most build champion in the game, I do believe.
Good shot by Hidiri. Jax is built, I think it's called Kanik Rookern or something like that, but the amount of MR he gets off that item is absolutely busted.
Full 80, and he gets a 763 magic shield, which I believe also gets the 80 magic resist.
I'm not sure how shields work in this game.
It's a little stupid.
But yeah, that item is busted.
Yeah. It's certainly not fun playing into the Jax this game. But, you know, manageable. Jacob
Looks like
probably picked the worst champion to try and get kills with, unfortunately. Yeah, Valor pointing out in chat that Echo tends to win 50-50s on Dragon really easily because of E-Smite.
Echo's also picked up Cinderbloom here. I haven't seen this item be built too much. Gives you a lot of magic pen.
Yeah, not as much as Void Staff though, which they did increase to 40%, I believe. PB, looking to start a fight, has the whole squad coming to back him up, but Rift Sharks are looking to mainly focus the top side of the map and lay siege there. But that Baron buff is long gone. Next one coming up in about 2 minutes.
Drago is going in on PB here, but he just doesn't take damage. Jack Show fully stacked up.
Yeah, I mean, he's also not dealing damage, which is good news for Drago. Valor does take the E, and Jacob just gets ran down by Psycho Garrett. Hidiri in a pretty rough spot here, getting absolutely mobbed on by Julian, trying to kite him. He is going to take me out, and now Mason is trying to get as much done in this fight as he can, but the backline for Rift Sharks is just completely destroyed. Julian with a deadly flank to the backline makes it so hard for anything to be done.
And these fights are so hard to play for Rift Shark's backline.
Yeah, I mean, we're reliant on Milio to be able to hit a Q on a Jax flying through the air. So it is possible, but it's not very easy to do, and even then, it only helps you for so long. Is the downside of not having any tanks on your team. The upside being, it's funny.
Team morale in the first 10 minutes before the enemy team gets a tank.
Right before team fighting starts happening. Mason choosing the right play and just getting out. He felt like more people were about to show up there, and he was correct. Gold lead down to about 2,500.
Supports are fighting over River Vision here, with Baron spawning in 10 seconds.
Yep, TP is coming out from Drago.
Game deciding fight.
Yep, and Jacob just got chunked there. Xerath ulti now coming out. He's able to dodge most of the shots. Is going to live through it. did not have to burn his own ultimate.
First Xerath ult I've seen him survive since like 20 minutes. But the sidestepping was clean there.
Yeah, pings are coming down towards Baron, but the rest of Rift Sharks are cut off a little bit. It's being started up without the jungler. And PB and Julian are just trying to get into the way. It is burning down very quickly. Ashe does so much damage to this, but Julian and PB are now looking to enter the fight, and Valor with a huge flank, and Julian's actually able to just pick off the Milio immediately. Victor Storm comes down, they're getting a lot of damage, but Dean is just caught on the backside of the fight, and Drago and Hidiri are now looking to get something done. Mason is basically kept completely out of the fight. Valor is able to barely get out with a sliver of health, but he actually does fall to the Aatrox. Hidiri taking a lot of damage here. It's a 3-for-1 in favor of MVP so far. Make that a 4-for-1. Mason, now Zhonya's in the middle of the team, is able to get a kill onto Evan, but no longer has that ultimate available. Does flash to try to get away, but the Xerath ulti is now back up, started the fight and ended the fight with Xerath ultimate. I don't think he has the special ulti haha funny item, but now they're just going to commit for the soul. Jungler dead, no real way to contest it.
Yeah, good call here from MVP. Julian is absolutely 1v9ing these fights though. Takes off the Milio. No Milio ult, no heal for that fight. Makes it so much harder for the Ashe to play.
Yeah, he's playing super well. He's had a really good tournament.
And gold lead is cut down to 1k. Baron is still alive.
Yeah, it's getting pinged by MVP, and I assume Rift Sharks are aware of it as well.
Sante TP is up in 35. But Aatrox also does not have TP, and he is splitting bot. So
yeah, makes it hard to contest Baron, but if our goal is to simply try to breach the base and end the game, I think is a pretty good setup. Ashe going over the wall, firing an arrow is not going to connect. Did you really think it would? Cassante has about 4k health at this point. Jacob almost just gets taken out immediately, and PB falling. Mason's actually distracting them in the mid lane. He gets a huge shield from his W, and the shutdown is going over to Hidiri onto the Cassante, but Mason has now fallen. So it's a 4v4 in this game, and Drago goes in a bit far, and Valor just goes into the fight and sets up a kill for Julian and gets one of his own, taking out both Victor and Milio, and Julian just runs down the Ashe, and what are you going to do? That's a 5-for-1 ace in favor of MVP. Rift Sharks thought they had an angle to end the game there if they're able to take down an inhib, but they were just a bit split and didn't have eyes on the Jacks, and the fight did not go their way. This is the first time in a very long time that MVP does have a gold lead in this game, and they are pushing to end.
we have about 15 seconds on the closest members of Rift Sharks to spawn, but it looks like it just won't be enough, and the Jax is knocking down these turrets along with the rest of his team.
And
yeah, that is the game.
MVP undefeated in Frostbite, or they've lost, but games, but not the tournament. MVP once again, absolutely doing it, killing it. The only reason I sound a little bit sad is because I had to relive losing that game again. A bit traumatic for me, but no, MVP played their asses off this tournament. Ended with a 5-1 record, best record of any team participating in the tournament, and that means that the charity that is selected to win is Vet Ranch.
My PayPal isn't cooperating.
I believe, set up in Texas, if I am remembering correctly, and they rescue, I think, multiple types of animals. I did look him up. last time. But I think definitely dogs. If Valor has anything to say about the charity, he could hop on and talk about it too. But I'm going to pull up their website right now. But they're actually a YouTube channel created by Dr. Matt Carricker in 2014. Their goal is to spread awareness of the many homeless animals in need of medical attention. It all started when he received an after-hours call to euthanize a stray dog that had been hit by a car. After picking up the dying pup from a dark road and taking it to the clinic, Dr. Matt saw a glimmer of life in her eyes and made the decision to try to save her rather than euthanizing. He pulled out his trusty iPhone and began to film the process of bringing the sweet black lab back to life. And in 2021, he passed the torch to doctors Carrie, Judd, Dave, and Wendy, who are continuing saving lives of Texas abandoned animals as they are the voice for the voicelesses, or the voiceless. I can't read, but yes. If you want to check them out on YouTube, that channel does exist, and it looks like they save all sorts of different animals. I'm seeing dogs and cats right at the top, but feel free to check out the website at vetranch.net. And yeah, we gave pretty big donation to them last year, and I'm excited that we're going to be able to help them out again this year. So any other donations that are coming through to Vet Ranch, I will keep the stream open for probably another 5-10 minutes. No, if you want to look back at some highlights that you had from the tournament while we're giving people some time, could be a cool thing to do.
My PayPal is not working. I'm so sad.
If you want me to do something on your behalf, I can as well. And you could just Venmo me later or something.
Yeah, I'll just Venmo you now.
Okay.
I was gonna donate another 25 to one up Valor.
That puts you at what, 35 plus the subs?
I believe so, yeah.
So we'll say 40 is the highest from Noam cumulatively. Damn, you Venmo me for ranch dressing?
Yeah.
No way. Here, let me see if I can get the music back up. I feel like it'll set the mood better than just the eerie silence. Yeah, he said they are a beautiful group, as I believe his team was the one that recommended it.
You wanna come in for an interview or something, Valor?
Yeah, I would like to talk to the person who was able to win.
Hello.
Hello.
Howdy.
Is this thing on?
It is. Feel free to just speak whatever you want, or Noam, if you want to officially interview him, I'm going to mute my mic so I can get my donations going through.
Yeah, I mean, good tournament.
Hello.
Your team is looking pretty solid.
Also, Vet Ranch was actually brought up by Aya. She was the one that requested them, and we did our research on them last season. She requested them last season. And so, I like their story. I watched some of their videos and checked out their YouTube channel for a while, and I was like, you know what, we're just going to keep them. I'm a big dog lover, so, you know, any animals in general, but especially ones that, you know, didn't have a, you know, they didn't want to end up where they ended up, you know, it's kind of just like shitty things happen, but to see people that actually care more about, like, trying to rescue them and give them another, like, life, instead of just like, hey, let's just, like, put them down, you know?
Yeah, seems like a great cause.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry, I was laying in bed going to sleep, and then
Oh, my bad.
I don't know. It's fine. We just wanted to talk for those.
Do you have any like standout moments from the
I
tournament?
sucked in the whole ass draft part. The blind I was doing fine. I felt like I was playing champions I'm really good on and comfortable on, but those last both games today, oof. I'm gonna make
your team though.
Yeah. I mean, the game plan was very strong, and the way I performed was fine, and especially in that finals game. It was really like as soon as we drafted around the idea, like we grabbed the Lucian as a flex, and then we grabbed the Xerath as a flex, and it was like, okay, this kind of works. This looks good. But when we kind of were like down to send everybody where they were, and I had to lock in the last pick, I'm like, I can't pull another carry, so I'm just gonna pull something that I'm comfortable with, kind of early game, and late game even came when I mentioned the Oblivion Orb. It was pretty much to the point where it's like, all right, Xerath doesn't need to waste money on stuff. He doesn't need to be paying the tax, the Aatrox tax or whatever, and paying for the Grievous Wounds. I'll pay for that because I'm focusing on Milio and Aatrox anyways for CC. Like, I keep trying to put my ult on Milio because if I don't pick him, he'll just cleanse it. So I'm like, I'll lock up the Milio, and the AoE damage should hit everybody. His cleanse won't do as much healing, and then I can try and get Aatrox to make sure the Grievous Wounds on both of them. That way Xerath can keep scaling. Like, we got to the point where it was like Xerath was just trying to take as many waves as possible because Xerath, of course, will outscale Lissandra any day. And I became the utility, and I even said that to Carrot. I'm like, I'm going to buy Oblivion Orb. I need to be like the one just providing the utility here, and you need to start getting the damage part going.
Makes sense.
So our game plan, you know, what we've been working on and talking about and stuff, I feel like it played out really well. I think the tournament overall was amazing, just like last year. I'm happy to play it on mid lane again because for Frostbite, that was when I was mid lane, and I switched out of mid lane in the early mid of the season of a Massive Elephant Pirates first season.
Yep.
So being back in mid lane is really nice, especially with the mid laners this season. I haven't had the chance to really play against Gruer in mid lane, and that was fun being able to face him. Although I couldn't actually just like fight him. Syndra didn't want no Yone, I guess, but it was a good time though for everybody. Even like the last game there, Hittery's Victor. I wasn't even expecting a Victor pull there. As soon as I saw the Victor, that was my biggest concern. Is due to our drafts, I'm trying to play more blindsided and not so much counter pick for mid. And both games, I picked the Corki. What do I get? I get fucking Pantheon. Cool. I pick Lissandra. What do I get? Victor. So I really got to work on when I am the blind pick. I got to really work on my ideas of what's actually a safe blind. I have a few, and those two are not it. Like, I know those two aren't the safest blind. I'm not even gonna lie. When we were in draft and I fifth round Lissandra, I said Gnome is screaming Malphite right now. I said this man is gonna pick Malphite just to spite me.
I have one last question, if you
Alright.
want. Are you willing to weigh in on the who is the best jungler debate?
Like right now.
Right now, yep.
I mean, no matter, like, in my opinion right now, it's Julian, of course. We just won the tournament. So, overall, I can't say. I don't know who's peaked higher, and also, I don't know. I think meta will shift around, and I do think that right now, I think Julian has a really strong champ pool for what meta is. Like, I know we talked about the Xin Zhao not being that strong. But if you look at the charts, it says a little differently.
Yeah, I would assume that's a joke.
Yeah. But he didn't want to play it at all in the tournament, so I don't know. I mean, I know we played it, but I mean, it wasn't like something we were like forcing ourselves to grab, even though we think it, as the charts say, it's meta. But I can't really say who's number one. I think Julian is number one due to the tournament win. But that the games have like been super close. I mean, the one game we lost was also a very long game, and then both the bracket games were very like just back and forth, and there was like I can't think of other than maybe our opening game, which sorry, Rift Sharks. Other than our opening game, there wasn't a stop.
That was awful.
That was this. That's why when we had to face you guys again, I'm like, I don't expect it to go the same way. But I was like, damn, like. But other than that, yeah, like everything was super close. So I felt like I didn't really think there was like a just Julian standing out on top of the other junglers like a long shot. But I definitely think in this tournament, we looked pretty dang good, and I think that also goes to the fact that as soon as we knew our roster and how we were putting it together, we've been nonstop talking. I think that even like this early in the season, this is the most conversation I've had with a team. Like, we are like already like theory crafting and talking about things and just trying to play together and stuff. The life is back in the Pirates. I'd say we definitely feel more like vibing. back into the Scrim Zone vibes and hanging out with everybody and just chatting and theory crafting and talking and stuff like that. So it's really nice.
Well,
Really nice to just be playing.
That is absolutely terrifying to hear. I can't wait to get smoked by you guys, or watch you smoke other teams is probably the more entertaining experience. Before I add my piece, I will shout out one more. If anyone wants to donate higher than $40, I will match that. Otherwise, I will just be matching the 40 at the end of the stream, and we will end up with 216 total donations. But yeah, I feel like we really could have had that game if Drago didn't taunt himself into the fountain. I think there's definitely an angle there.
100%. No. There's not even an angle.
Yeah.
It was 100% over. If I will rewatch that again and again and again, I'll be like, literally, if Draco didn't step in that tower, the game was over.
Yeah, I mean,
because he was full health. He was literally full health, and he's like, I'm going in.
Yeah.
So honestly, the PayPal, Drago, I sent you the.
You donated on his behalf. Yeah. But no, I mean, I think it was a fun tournament. We definitely had a lot of fun with it. I think in our first game we were having a lot of fun with it, and that's why it went a bit of a disaster.
A little too much fun.
Yeah.
Try and enjoy League of Legends. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, we literally couldn't even think of what to pick. We're like, let's do Zyra Khan because it's funny. Like, I don't. There wasn't.
Also, what was up with all the mirror matchups that I saw blind picks? Was this something like people were actually
planned?
Okay. Because I was like, why didn't we get any? Why didn't nobody?
I don't know if the TF one was, but it probably was. It's a bit off what they normally.
Briar or Nivea one was.
Oh, well, that definitely. Okay. I don't think Briar.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one was obviously
really
but.
Yeah, no, I think all the games are super fun to watch, and I am really appreciative of all the teams. I am probably just gonna call it here and drop my match. Thanks, Noah, for running me up a little bit. I do appreciate it. If it's like you gotta like double tap on the app or something, it's so weird.
What's wrong?
To get the button to work on the app, it's like I don't know. The
Yeah.
Twitch app just sucks. I just have to keep spamming the screen until it works. But no, definitely super excited for the next season. I believe we got to play all the teams except Spectres, so I am really looking forward to playing Spectres. Always a really fun team to play against, and we did. Wait, or did we play against Spectres? And I am like lying. I'm just gonna assume I'm correct, and hope I'm not being a huge dick. But we did get to play finals against Spectres previously, so definitely looking forward to that grudge match in the future.
We got to play against everyone, didn't we? Yeah. Because we got 6 games, and we played against you guys twice. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
we
dodged
against
Metabusters throughout the Swiss
until
stage,
until Brack. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, if we would have hit them in Swiss, then there would have been problems.
Yeah, standings would have looked a little different.
Yep. All right. There we go. We got DoMB gracing our screen one more time until next year, or if we do get something set up for the summer. Would love to run another tournament like this because clearly MVP cannot lose in the winter, so it'd be cool to see another team having a chance. But I really cannot be mad about donations going to dogs or cats or what other animals that people are huge assholes to and strand them. I'm glad that someone's taking care of them. So
yeah.
Yep. All right. We'll end the stream here. Thanks to everyone who's watching. And if anyone watched the whole thing live, I really appreciate you. And thank you again to everyone who donated. I really appreciate it. All the support for the charities and for all the players and captains helping organize. And for the people who hopped on cast, I believe it was Honan Noam, Jar, Alana, and Valor here at the end. So thanks again to everybody, and I'm excited for a banger Season 7.